After 82 years of life, I've had my fair share of victories and regrets. I've built a life, made mistakes, learned lessons, and carried memories, some joyful, some painful. But if I had to pinpoint one choice that I wish I could take back, it would be this. I gave up my independence too soon and moved into a nursing home. At first, it seemed like a reasonable decision. My family reassured me that it would be the best option. They meant well. They wanted me to be safe, to have help when I needed it, and to avoid the burden of managing a home on my own. They thought I'd be happier with people around me, meals prepared and care available at all hours. I believed them. But what I didn't realize was that by choosing comfort, I was giving up something far greater, my freedom. And once you give that up, getting it back isn't as simple as you might think. If you're considering this move for yourself or someone you love, I need you to hear me out. Because once you take that step, life changes in ways you might not expect. And once you sign that paperwork, stepping back into your old life is a lot harder than you imagine. I don't want you to make the same mistake I did. So let me share 6 hard truths I wish I had understood before I made that choice. Hard truth number 1. You lose the right to live on your own terms. Before I moved, my life was my own. I decided when I woke up, what I ate, where I went, and how I spent my time. If I wanted to have breakfast at noon, I did. If I wanted to stay up late watching old movies, no one stopped me. But the moment I moved into the facility, everything changed. I had a schedule. Not one I created, but one assigned to me. Meals were at set times, whether I was hungry or not. Activities were planned, but they weren't necessarily things I enjoyed. I couldn't even go outside when I wanted. The loss of control happens gradually. At first, you adjust thinking, this is just part of getting older. But over time, you start realizing that every small decision, when you shower, what you eat, who you talk to, is in someone else's hands. One morning, I woke up feeling tired. I wanted to sleep in just for an hour. But a nurse knocked on my door and said, "Time to get up for breakfast." I wasn't hungry, but that didn't matter. The schedule wasn't flexible, and neither was my life anymore. What people don't tell you is that when you lose control over the little things, you start to feel like less of yourself. The routines that made you you, the choices you once took for granted, slowly disappear. And once they're gone, they're hard to get back. Hard truth number 2. You become less of a priority. Before I moved, I had visitors all the time. My family checked in, my friends called, and my grandkids popped by with stories about their day. I felt connected. At first, when I moved, things didn't seem that different. My family came often, brought me little gifts, and reassured me that I wasn't alone. But then, life outside moved on. Calls became less frequent. Visits started to feel like obligations. I saw it in their faces, the guilt of stopping by for only 15 minutes, the way they checked their watches. I understand. Life gets busy, but inside a nursing home, time moves differently. The days stretch longer, the walls close in, and the silence, it starts to feel like a weight pressing on your chest. Holidays were the hardest. I'd hear about family gatherings I wasn't part of. I'd watch other residents sit in the lobby, staring at the door, waiting for someone who promised to visit. Some of them waited for hours. Some waited for days. Some just stopped waiting. Nothing prepares you for the feeling of being forgotten. And if you think, that won't happen to me, I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time you visited someone in a nursing home? Because chances are they've been waiting for you. Hard truth number 3. Loneliness is worse than you. think people assume nursing homes are social places. They imagine a community of friends, sharing meals, playing games, enjoying each other's company. That's what I thought too. The reality? It's not that simple. Yes, there are people around, but the connections aren't the same as the ones you had before. You miss your old neighbors, your old routines, your old sense of purpose. You miss the conversations that weren't just about the past or your health. You sit in a room full of people and still feel alone. Some residents don't talk much. Some are struggling with memory loss. Some have given up on making new friends because they've seen too many come and go. I wasn't prepared for the isolation. I thought I'd adapt. But loneliness isn't just about being alone. It's about feeling unseen. And that feeling eats away at you. Hard truth, number 4. Getting out is harder than getting. Once you're in, leaving isn't as simple as packing a bag and walking out the door. I thought if I changed my mind, I could just go back home. But my house had been sold. My things had been given away. I no longer had a place to return to, even if I found a new home. I'd need help setting it up. But after being in a facility, people assume you belong there. They think you can't handle being on your own. You start to wonder if they're right. I wanted to leave, but where would I go? And who would help me start over? The truth is, once you move into a facility, the outside world moves on without you, and finding your way back isn't as easy as you think. My advice to you, I don't regret aging, but I do regret handing over my freedom before I had to. I walked into that nursing home expecting safety, comfort, and companionship. Instead, I found restrictions, loneliness, and a life that didn't feel like mine anymore. Now, I'm not saying nursing homes are all bad. Some people truly need the care they provide. But if you're considering this move, be absolutely sure it's the only option. Because once you go in, getting out isn't as easy as it seems. If I could go back, I would have explored every other possibility first. Hiring in-home care, moving in with family, finding a smaller place to manage. Anything to stay independent. A little longer. So if you're facing this choice, don't rush it. Take your time. Because once you give up control, you may never get it back. If this message resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Have you or a loved one faced this decision? I'd love to hear your story. And if you found this helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. It helps more people hear this message before it's too late. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.